Now is the perfect time to take advantage of the skills that you have learned in the trades. And today we are going to be talking about traveling, choosing where you want to work based on location. And there's a few different things that you may want to look at when you're thinking about traveling for work. Being a tradesman, almost any city out there, at least in the country that we live, America, there is a demand for workers. And there is a huge opportunity for people to negotiate and move to a better place to have a better standard of living and more opportunities. So today I'd like to start with a reason why you might consider a move. You might just not like the job you're in right now. You might not like the city that you're in right now. And both those things could be wearing you down. The companies around you might not offer you great benefits. The work that you're doing might be on extremely old homes, and the the styles of work that you're doing just might not cater what you want to do, because in different parts of the country you will be doing different types of work. You'll be using different materials. People will be looking for different design outcomes, and maybe you just don't like the particular design that you're working on, and you can move to a different place for that. But a huge reason that people would want to move and travel for work is because of the wages and the economy in the city that you're currently working in. You can do your own research online, and you will see that other cities in different parts of the country will pay you a lot more for the skills that you have. And what comes with that typically is a more expensive standard of living. So that's why the people will pay you more, because the place to live costs more to live there. But there also are places out there where there is just such a low amount of people who want to do the work, and such a high amount of demand for work, that the wages actually go up because of it. If you're moving to a city where other people are moving to, I can guarantee you're going to get paid more than living in a city where people are leaving. I've lived in a city where people are leaving and wages have just stayed flat for all the years. But I've moved to cities where people are moving to, and the wages are just steadily increasing year over year. Yeah, year over year, those wages are increasing, and you could position yourself properly to capitalize on those wages, the increases year over year. And so that's a reason that you may want to move, is because of the pay. But the amount of work in a place is extremely huge, because in our trades you want to have work. If we don't have people buying the product that we're selling, then you're going to be out of work, and you're going to be trying to find anything you can get out there. So if people are constantly building new homes, or repairing old homes, or adding additions, or renovating their spaces, that is the place that you want to go. You can look online and see the different trends of cities and where they're going, the developments that are happening, and are people buying homes, and that typically means that people will be renovating homes. So that's a good thing to look into online. Just type it into Google, and you can find that there's cities out there. Like right now, a very popular one is Austin, Texas. I can almost guarantee you can go to Austin, Texas, and you will be able to find a lot of work there, because a lot of people are buying homes there. They're going to be renovating them, and they need workers to do that. So you could position yourself to move there and capitalize on the gains that you will get from there, especially if you already have a skill. If you're just entry level on this, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for you. It's still in demand. People who are willing to learn and do the heavy labor lifting on job sites, it's absolutely in demand. I see it every single day. People are just in so much hurt because they cannot find people to work. So that's another way where you can position yourself. You can be that body for them, and that's huge. And they're going to tell you a certain amount. They're going to tell you that they want to pay you this amount, but I urge you to negotiate with them. Tell them your worth. Maybe show them some pictures of your work. Talk, have good communication skills, and be able to communicate that you're worth more than what they're trying to offer, especially when it's in a state of emergency for their business. When they can't find work, unfortunately, you have the upper hand then. And if you already have a job and you're just looking to find other jobs, you won't be that hurt if you get turned down, and you might be a little bit more confident in the way that you're talking to people. So it's something to think about, looking into a place not only on the wages, but on how much demand is there in that city. Are people flooding to this city? Is there a year over year growth in the population of that city? Definitely look into those things, because that could greatly be a reason why you would choose that city to move to over a city that people are just running away from. So if one reason that you're thinking about moving from the city or the job that you have is because of the employer that you currently work for, and maybe the other employers in the town or city that you live in, you might have worked for them in the past, and there's just a standard to the way that they treat their employees, that might be a reason why you're trying to look for a new place to live, because you want to find an employer that's going to treat you differently than the ones that you've had in the past. And I can tell you from experience that moving to a different city, people have a totally different way of life. Employers will treat you different. They will offer you things that you've never been offered before. The type of work that you will be doing will be totally different. So position yourself to where you can start shopping around for different employers that are going to offer you great packages, like medical, dental, and vision. A lot of employers in big cities will offer that fully paid. And because they're having such a hard time finding people, they want to retain people and keep them around. So they offer these great packages. They'll match your 401k if that's something that you care about. And they will offer other things too, like they'll pay your cell phone bill, because in the trades it has become an essential tool for people to have a cell phone. From the laborers, that's when you first come into the business as a laborer, you don't really need much, maybe some work boots, some clothes, and some gloves, and you're ready to go. But even at that level, the employer wants you to have a cell phone, because they want to be able to get in contact with you, or you send pictures, or maybe they have time cards that are online and you can fill them out. So having a company that will pay part or all of your cell phone bill, or offer you a company cell phone, could be a great benefit, because that could save you a lot of money. It honestly could. I mean, what are phone bills nowadays? They're up to $100 a month for one person, if not more than that, if you have a really nice phone. So that could save you $100 a month. That's a lot of food at the grocery store. But also vehicles. In the trades, there is a lot of companies in big cities that will offer you a company vehicle. And that's the biggest benefit. I personally believe that's the thing that I always shop for if I'm looking for a new employer is, are you going to offer me a work vehicle? Because that just cuts down on my insurance costs, the gas to and from the job every single day, and the maintenance and wear and tear on my vehicle. Most of the time, employers that don't offer you a company vehicle, they're not going to give you money to repair or gas mileage and things like this. Sometimes the gas mileage, but repairing your vehicle, that's a tough sell to your employer if they don't even offer you a vehicle. So I urge you to seek these employers out, because they are out there. You can get your cell phone paid for. You can get a work vehicle that you can potentially even take home with you and care for it as your own vehicle, and stock it full of even the company tools too. They'll stock the van for you with their own tools, so you don't even have to break your own tools and wear them out on their job sites. These benefits are going to change your life, because the $100 for the cell phone bill is one thing, but saving on those insurance costs and gas and wear and tear on your vehicle, that's a lot of money. That is absolutely a lot of money. That's why a lot of people who during this pandemic got moved home for at-home work don't want to go back to work, because they're saving so much money on gas. They don't have to commute for hours to and from work and spend all that money on gas money. So in the trades, you can have that as well. It's not just for office people. you can have a company vehicle and not have to worry about gas. And I personally think that is huge. I think everybody should be shopping for that. If you have the skills, that's what comes along with that. Most of the time, they're only going to give you these benefits if you have the skills. So start today. Start learning these skills and getting better and just honing your trade, your craft. Become a master, and people are going to treat you like one. All right, so what is also amazing about moving somewhere and already locking in employment is that it is a way to write it off on your taxes. The move, you can write the move off on your taxes, and that is huge. That can save you thousands of dollars. Thousands of dollars. If you're moving from one part of the country all the way to the opposite part of the country, that is expensive nowadays, especially if you have a lot of stuff. U-Hauls or whatever service that you would be using, they are getting pricey. I just looked into it the other day, and like a 20-foot U-Haul and pulling a car carrier, it will run you almost $3,000 if you're going from one end of the country to the other end. And so that would get paid for. All the gas that you're going to have to pay for with that, and and food maybe. I don't know if you can write those things off. I am not giving people tax advice. I am just stating my opinion and saying that it is a way to avoid taxes if you are moving because of employment. If you are moving some other place because of a job, and that will save you so much money. And if you already want to move just because you want to get out of the scenery or location that you're currently at, that could be a good way to talk yourself into doing it, because it's an expensive move. But if at the end of the year you get that benefit of writing it off, that could be the kick in the shorts that will make you do it. So when you are looking for a job in a different city that's potentially very far away, there is going to be a lot easier ways nowadays to acquire these jobs. Because we have technology, we can do interviews over the computer. If you have a laptop, even nowadays, if you have your phone, you can go into a Zoom meeting and have a meeting while you're sitting in your van or something with people. And that's just great, because employers and employees, you want to see each other. You want to see that the person's clean cut. They have communication skills. They take care of themselves. They are fit. They're not 500 pounds. All these basic things that you want to see. And an employer that will be hiring you, especially from a distance, is putting a lot on the line on their plate. So giving them reassurance and just showing up and doing an interview could be the reason that you get the job, and they trust you and believe in you because of your communication skills. And sending them some pictures of your work will also just lock that in. But I've also been offered for me to be flown out to places that people have gone to that extent to pay for the flight, hold me up in a hotel room, and just meet and greet for the whole company and walk through the company. And I'm here to say that people are willing to do that. If you have good communication skills and you have the skills in the workplace, you're a tradesman, you're maybe even maybe you're up in the office doing something for a corporation, you're a project manager or estimator, salesman, you name it. People will pay for you to come out and meet the team and see you in person and just know that you're a real person on the other side of that screen. And this just leads to me saying there is such a demand for people in the trades. It is crazy how much of a demand there is. I see it every day. The company I work for right now, friends and family, other companies that I've reached out to are all dealing with it. They cannot find people. Companies are on the edge of going under because they can't find the people to do the work. And so that should really motivate you to get into the trades, because they're not going anywhere. Some companies might fizzle out and fade away. That's just capitalism for you, and it's the free market. If people aren't buying what you're selling, then you're not going to be in business long. And this just positions you even better. Like I stated in the beginning of the video, you have a lot of positions. If you have the skills and the communication skills, you can negotiate for more pay and more benefits. Well, you also, just from the get-go, can negotiate for more pay and more benefits just solely on the fact that there isn't enough people applying and trying to find jobs right now. People are spending money like wildfire. Interest rates are at an all-time low. People are ready to just fire off that money and get into debt. And us in the trades are ready to build whatever it is that they want to pay for. And we need people out there doing it. We need builders out there building stuff and people learning and people training. And sometimes you got to move for that. You got to follow the opportunity. And I urge you to follow the opportunity, because if you get stuck in a place that's constantly declining, then you're either going to stay stagnant or you're going to decline with that city. And nobody wants that. No, you can go maybe just one city over and it's going to be a way better standard of living for you. And if you have friends and family, you're not that far from them. I know that's a big part of the conversation, is the friends and family, but coming from a person who has moved across and around the country, it it hurts in the beginning, but you get over it and you adjust, and your family adjusts, and everyone adjusts to the new life that you have in a new place. And you might not see as much of each other anymore, but the time that you share with each other is going to be so much more meaningful, and the conversations that you have will be so much more meaningful because you're going to be so much happier. You're going to be getting paid more, you're going to be in a new city, you're going to have a better standard of living potentially, and everyone's going to see that aura around you where you're just feeling and looking better. And I just want everybody to watch this video and just know that now is the time. Right now, this is summer of 2021. Who knows what the future holds for us? There's a lot of crazy stuff going on out there right now. And right now, I'm telling you, act on it. If you're sitting at home and you live in a state where you're getting the unemployment, I urge you to get off of it. Get out there and learn a skill, because you're going to need it. Because you don't want to be sitting there when they take that away and then you have nothing and you have no skills and you just have to take whatever job there is out there. Shop right now. Find the job for you. Learn a skill or bring your skill to the table and lock yourself into something good that's going to stick around. Even when the housing market blows up, when it probably will, people still need stuff fixed, and people need stuff added to their house, or renovations will always be made. They might not be as extravagant as people are doing right now with the low interest rates, but they're still going to need the work done. And we need the people out there doing that work, and we need people that are skilled doing that work. Because if you're in this field, I'm 100% positive that you have come across work that looked like a 4-year-old did it. And unfortunately, there's a lot of that out there. And we need a lot more people who are learning the skills properly and are happy with what they're doing. They're not rushing through what they're doing, and they're valued and they're putting out value to the customer. Because I come across it every day when I see garbage. I see garbage work every single day. Without a doubt, every job that I go on, I see it somewhere in the house where somebody did something and it just is not done properly. And it becomes a problem most of the time for the homeowners in the end. But anyways, traveling for work could be a very good opportunity for most of you people right now. Right now in 2021, start shopping around. See the trends of where people are going, what cities people are going to, and try to jump on that bandwagon. A couple years ago, I jumped on that bandwagon, and it worked out great. When you move to a city that's thriving and people are going to, trust me, it is great. You can get a lot of benefits, you can get paid a lot of money, and you can have a great standard of living because the city's thriving if you just capitalize it right now. Because if the economy does hit a downturn, it's going to be harder. It is going to be harder to negotiate and get this better pay and better benefits. It just is. People are going to start to withdraw a little bit. Even though they still need people in the trades, they are going to withdraw. But look into it. Look into traveling for work. Tell me about your story. Have you traveled for work, and has it worked out good for you, or has it worked out bad? Please let me know. I would love to hear your stories, and if we can all gather some information from your stories, that would be great. If this brought you any value, then please hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. It just helps me get out there to other people that need to hear this. People need to hear what I'm saying, and it's greatly, greatly appreciated if you like the video. If you don't like the video, then hit the dislike button, but at least put a comment down below and let me know why you dislike it. Maybe everything I'm saying just isn't true to you, and I would love to hear what you have to say for it. But I'll catch you guys on the next one. See you later.